Welcome to We're Talking Bears, the show where uncle, nephew, and son bring you the latest and greatest in the Chicago Bears experience. I'm
hmm
uncle,
I'm son.
and now nephew's missing. Man, we can't get all three of us together. Hey,
Man,
you guys, sorry we're
what
running
happened?
a little bit late. Uh, hey, stuff happens. Here we are, and let's talk about this Bears week, everything that's been going down, and the fact that we are 4 wins in a row to bring us to 4-2. Last year, under Eberflus, we were 4-2, but we were headed into a really drastically bad loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Not Minnesota Vikings, to the
Washington
Washington Commanders. We
Commanders.
paid them back. We paid them back, and they actually had the bad loss to us. And now they're doing what we did last year, which is crashing down.
Yep.
So hopefully, we'll be doing what they did last year, which is continue to rise. And I think that we're continuing to rise. What do you think on the subject?
Man, I like the direction this is heading. 4 wins in a row is definitely a different experience. 4 wins on the bounce for the Bears is unheard of. Last time this happened was 2018, the playoff year under Matt Nagy when we had just gotten Khalil Mack. And we had Vic Fangio running the defense and was tearing it up. So uh, honestly, really, really good signs, really, really good performance that we've seen from a lot of key people, Ben Johnson, uh, not the least of which. So what I really hope to see though is just this consistency. And what I've liked, even in our losses, um, is seeing things that are repeatable, seeing things that we can continue to have success doing. Open receivers in the secondary consistently. Even when Caleb missed them, they were there, and as the time's gone on and he knows where to put the ball, his accuracy has improved. Even his deep accuracy, which I've been very concerned with for a very long time. We've seen a lot of progress on that. So, yeah, man, I really am starting to believe that these Bears can make a good push right here for the lead in this division. To be honest, man, it's really a two horse race with us and the Lions. With the Vikings kind of consistently biting the injury bug, or being bitten by the injury bug, I should say.
Hey, wait a minute.
The
Let me
Packers are
interrupt
the Packers are ugh,
I think the
kind of
Vikings
a joke.
issue is I think the Vikings issue has a lot to do with the fact that they trusted in an unproven quarterback instead of bringing back a guy that brought them to 14 and and 3. Was it 14 and 3?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they picked him with the eighth overall pick, so they kind of had to do it. Was it the eighth or 10th, something like that? He was around there.
He was
Um,
up there.
Yeah, he was like a top 10 pick. So, you got to turn the keys over to him at some point. You can't just keep Sam Darnold, who is a journeyman. He's playing well for the Seahawks. I don't think Darnold's doing anything
He's not
wrong
done.
out there.
He's not
But you saw what happened to him in the playoffs. He kind of he signed his own warrant, so to speak.
Yeah, but the Vikings do that anyway, so I can't put that all on the Vikings. My buddy is from Minnesota, and he's a Vikings guy. And even when they were doing great year over year, he's like, "Yeah, just relax, because as much as that's my team I root for, I know really, really well they're going to self destruct.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
No, I'm
That's
not.
their
I'm
fan.
not sitting
Their
here
fan.
being a Vikings apologist. Don't get me
Right, right.
wrong. I'm just saying that when it comes to um, when it comes to the division right now, they made the decision they had to make because they put themselves in that situation. They drafted a young quarterback. You got to let him play. He's injured. They got Carson Wentz, another journeyman who, he played really well in Philadelphia half a decade ago. So they're trying to recapture some of that magic. Um,
See,
and
I would have done it the opposite
when
way. I
you're
would have let
and when
Wentz
you're
go, and I would have rolled with what's
Wentz,
his face.
what
I would have let Wentz go and rolled with Donald. Donald proved himself.
Darnold was gonna command $100 million salary. So you're either gonna pay $100 million or you're gonna
bye.
play your rookie. Exactly. So Darnold was gone because they were playing their rookie, man. So it is what it is. They picked up their journeyman backup. He's throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, man. Who wouldn't succeed in that scenario? So the fact of the matter is,
they're not succeeding in that scenario.
I'm not scared of. No, they're doing okay. They're not completely, falling off the horse. But the Lions don't look as dominant as they did with Ben Johnson at the helm. Still good team, still very good team, but don't look at quite as dominant. That brain drain really has shown a few signs. They've still got the talent on the field, and the people that are kind of filling in are trying to keep that identity intact. But they're the ones that I'm really looking at as the leaders of this division, who we have to challenge and beat. The Packers, I'm not scared of them, and like losing to the Browns is crazy.
And tying the Cowboys at 42.
Yeah, getting a tie with the Cowboys. They have really underperformed. Like they play down to the level of their opponent, and that kind of doesn't scare me. So,
but at the same time,
they are
on top of the NFC. They're on top of the NFC because of weird math. Why a bunch of 5-win teams are behind a 4-win team. But I
don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's
true. They literally are statistically on top because they're the way they do the win percentage. They're at 7. They're at
but that's bye week. That's bye week BS. Once everybody's had their bye weeks, they will not be anywhere near the top of the NFC. So we'll get past that.
Well, they got to win. They got to win. That's it. If the NFC has so many 5-win teams out there. We got to win. Pac's got to win. Detroit's got to win. We got to win to keep rolling.
Let's talk about this win that we got to get, because the Ravens are getting Lamar back, as far as I've heard. So we're going to be walking into a fist fight.
It's a setup game. You're walking in. Let's call it anybody facing George Foreman when he was 40-something years old. Mm-hmm. It's a setup. You think, I got this old man, and he's one of the few guys that you could say hits harder than Mike Tyson, right? So there's the sentence right there. And I don't know if you remember, but when he was going back to work out, they say, what is your workout? He cut down redwoods with an axe. Mm-hmm. That was literally his workout, which is a ridiculous sentence. You're out in Cali. You know what a redwood looks like.
Yeah, no, it's man, I could lay down sideways and I still ain't even close to just the diameter. So that's
you go get in the ring with a guy who takes an axe to the redwood. When he hits the Evander Holyfield versus George Foreman, Evander was speed and talent and technologically sound and strong. Evander hit him probably 80 times in the first 3 rounds before George could land one. George lands one. Evander gets smushed into the canvas. He literally dropped a couple inches in height when the fist came down and hit him. I've never seen like the whole canvas bend when a guy gets hit in the face. That's and it's cool. Like Evander was like
I'm not ready to sit here and say that these Ravens are as good as they have been in the past years. They're clearly not.
No,
but
they're
not going to lay down. They're not going to lay down. They're going to come in and they're going to fight us like a playoff team, and we have to be prepared for that. We have to be ready for them to come and play good football. Otherwise, we're not walking out of here with a win.
We have to run. We have to continue this look. Our offensive line has looked phenomenal. We have to continue to. We have to dominate their defensive front. Roquan's back. Their defense hasn't looked good without him. And honestly, he's going to have a point. He's going to have a point. He's going to be out there to prove something against the Bears for sure. It's going to be personal. Yeah. We need to dominate their defensive front. And if we can do that, I think we win the game. The second thing is we can't be pushovers. Like, they're coming to run the rock. That's what they do, And when they go run the rock to play action,
And
we got to be ready to cover.
And
so
they're coming with Derrick Henry. So, it's not for, weak running back. Justice Hill, even their backup is fast. He's very twitchy and can outrun guys. So I really want to see the dominance that we've seen on defense continue. We've really taken a step forward, getting Andrew Billings back, moving Gervon Dexter back to 3-tech. That's really changed things on our defensive line significantly, and that's changed the whole defense.
Let's give credit where credit is due. Sweat is starting to play like his paycheck. He's beginning to play like his paycheck.
Sweat is doing all right.
Beginning. The last game to open up with a strip sack, forced fumble, turnover.
He's doing all right.
Man, come on.
So,
and he ended well too.
He's just one of those guys that when he has a lot of talent around him, he can really excel and really show everything when he's not getting double and triple team. But he's not that kind of like either super like twitchy or crazy athlete that can kind of beat those double teams, triple teams on a consistent basis. So
but we also got to look. Dominique Robinson has, for all the years he's been there, looked like a wide receiver who was trying to become a defensive end.
Yep.
Actually.
Thanks for that comment. Hold on. Thanks for that comment, Julian Franklin. 4 straight wins for us, leading the league in takeaways. Swift with 100+ yards, back-to-back games. Yes, we are on a roll. I'm loving how we're putting these games together, stringing these wins together, man. Thanks for the comment.
Boom. Hey, and our Dominique Robinson, he was looking like a wide receiver converted to a defensive end, which is what he did in college.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not belong as a pro defensive end. This is the first year that I haven't been able to say, oh my God, what a crazy experiment with a draft pick. He actually is playing ball, and the hit he put on who's the Saints switchblade do it all guy they throw in.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
Yeah, he rocked him. He rocked him.
And the fact that he didn't get credit for a sack on that because the guy was running. Hill was getting ready to pass. He didn't take off. Like, that should have been a sack. So, he got a tackle for loss. Huge tackle for loss.
Yeah.
Incredible play. That's all I need from Robinson. He's coming off the bench. He doesn't have to be a superstar. Come in there, get one. Get a big play. Get a couple big plays. Get some good tackles. Stop the run.
Yep. Yeah, no, D-Rob is showing us, man. We were talking just before the season started, what we're going to see out of him. We're going to see improvement. And so far, I've seen him. I've seen his name flash a couple of times. I've seen his jersey in the backfield making plays. So that's pretty good, man. We're excited to see him, start to make plays on a consistent basis. It used to be just, a flash in the pan, and he would show you like, man, this guy could really be something. Now he's really starting to turn it on. So,
and we are playing some ball. We are taking the ball away from the other team consistently also, and running the rock. That combination together, me taking the ball from you and then me running the ball down your throat, it's hard to beat a team that's doing that. That's a hard combination, because while your offense is getting stagnated, our offense is getting a short field, and we're getting 14, 15, 16-yard runs like you can get a hamburger at McDonald's. It's just popping up. So let's look at that stat. We got a stat on that. Just pop that up. So the Bears, hey, bottom line, we are leading the NFL in turnovers.
Yes, sir.
Literally. We've got 16 total turnovers. We're also leading in the turnover differential. We're not giving up the rock. We've only got 3 picks and 2 fumbles. So we've got 16 turnovers, and we've only given up 5 with an 11 differential. There's nobody close to us. There's nobody close. The Jaguars are kind of, they're sneaking up. Indianapolis is doing okay. The Lions are doing okay. but we are hands down the most dangerous defense out there. This is what are you going to
I would say
say?
a lot of that is due to Kevin Byard. Let's shout out Kevin Byard here because he is on a generational run right now, and should be leading the league in interceptions. But one of man, I forget who the corner was that tackled him out of that. What would he'd have had a second or third interception that game, and he got
Man,
by what's the guy's name?
Well, he's tied for first. He's tied for
he's tied for first, but
right.
He should have the lead solo. He had his hands on that, but he is just absolutely snatching everything out of the air, which is crazy.
It's crazy, and you're 6 games in, and you've got 4 picks. Picks aren't like sacks. That's unheard of.
Yep.
That's near NFL record pace.
But this is what he was doing for all these years before he was a Bear as well. He had kind of a down season or two under Eberflus. No surprise there, but he really is showing what he's made of, and honestly, the veteran leadership that he's bringing to that secondary is really impressive because the whole secondary is playing lights out. Tyreek Stevenson has been playing lights out, which is
and JJ's not even out there yet.
Yeah,
what is this defense going to look like when JJ comes back?
That's going to be. It's hard to even think like we're going to move Tyreek back to second corner when he's been shutting down people's number ones. We're going to have Kyler, who's he's the missile that he always is out of that slot. Brisker and Byard are playing at the top of their games, and we get JJ back. Man, our secondary is going to be gross when he comes back.
First of all, I love for Dennis Allen to be able to go back to St. Louis. Well, facing not St. Louis, the Saints, and get a big win, a defensive win, complete domination. I absolutely love that for him. At the same time, man, I love the way he's using Brisker and Gordon to have these nickel and safety blitzes, and we're getting sacks from the nickel and safety position. It's just nasty. It's too much for a team to deal with.
Yeah. No, it is. And honestly, man, I really love seeing those guys doing that because when Brisker was a rookie, he had 4.5 sacks, something like that as a rook. And we really haven't blitzed him since. I don't know why we just decided he's really good at this. Let's not do it anymore. That was kind of a psycho decision. And, once we get him around the line of scrimmage where he's able to fight in that box and really just get active, it really makes a huge difference. It really makes a huge difference to our defense, seeing him really able to excel in the roles that we give him. So,
and he's playing ball all over the field. And
he had that pick. He had the pick the other day.
Brisker too.
No, I'm talking about Brisker. That's what I'm talking about.
Brisker. Okay. Yeah. All over the field. So you don't know where he's going to be on any given down, either of them. They could be blitzing your quarterback. They could be deep picking you. They could be in the flat. How are you going to plan for that? How are you going to game plan for you got 2 wild card guys, hard hitting, good speed, all over the field, can do everything. You got 2 of them. And then that's not even your ball hawk. Neither. You got a ball hawk over the top.
What's really going to happen is both him and Gordon need to be re-signed this offseason. So when it comes time for that contract to come up, we got to make that happen because those 2 guys are crucial to our defense. I'd love to see both of them come in, and take some big. I want our guys to get the bag. But I don't know how much cap space we're gonna have, guys. I'm really kind of starting to get.
I don't know. It's gonna start getting tight. But you know what? That's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. It means we're on the other side of being a bad team. I heard some guys.
It means you drafted the right guys, and obviously, I think Brisker has been more of a work in progress because of his injuries. But from pretty much day one, we saw what Kyler Gordon could be And we saw what Brisker could be year one. His rookie year actually was really impressive. He had that one-handed interception against the Patriots. Had 4 sacks, something like that. So we saw these guys really just flash like this massive potential, and now we're seeing it week to week fully realized.
Hey, think about it this way: you drafted Brisker, you drafted Gordon, you drafted JJ, you drafted Tyreek Stevenson. You the only guy you brought in was Byard, and it was a great move to bring in Byard. I said I felt good about him when we brought him in to replace Eddie Jackson. I felt good about that. I honestly felt we might be a little better. And I mean, Eddie was a great safety, but I felt we were moving up a little bit. So to be able to draft and develop those guys, one, you're finding the right talent. Right.
Yep.
2, you're doing the right coaching in and they're working together. Beautiful, beautiful work. It's it shows up because we're leading the league, taking the ball away. Boom. Now we need to kind of do the same thing with the offensive line we did with the defensive line. I like the work with the offensive line. We brought in 3 Pro Bowlers at honestly reasonable prices. We didn't overpay. And the line, and then we got lucky with Theo Benedict. That was just dumb luck. Here's an undrafted guy that you basically get to pick up off of this international plan the NFL has. Fantastic. Turns out this guy is actually your best left tackle. He's handling dudes one-on-one.
Hey, look,
man, I'm like, oops, look.
Hey, look, as long as somebody on the roster can do the job, because I was starting to get concerned.
This boy, he's handling his business. And then, of course, Darnell Wright is what we drafted. You drafted a guy, top 10 guy, right tackle, and he's playing that way. He's a mauler again. I don't know what happened before where they were. Yeah, I don't know what they were telling him.
Coaching, man. That's what happens to people.
He's mauling guys. He's handling his position. This is what we need. We're competitive. Now we have to get excellent. Excellent is the next stop. And this week is a determination. Are we excellent? If we can beat the crap out of a former inconsistent AFC a team that consistently hit the AFC Championship, beat them when they're down. That's showing excellence. We're going to have to show excellence when we face Detroit again. We need to pay them back. Yeah. We need to sweep the pack. Show some excellence. And I know it's going to be hard.
There's no better words to hear as a Bears fan than sweep the pack.
Sweep the pack. Sweep the pack.
I'm ready. and then we get to triple down. We get to triple down this year. We can sweep the pack and we can beat Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers in the same year. Could you imagine? This will go down as one of the better Bears seasons in my entire life at this point.
Man,
if we can do that. A triple down on the pack and Aaron Rodgers would be just.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be conservative. If I get a win against Rodgers, split with the pack, split with the Vikings, we have to now, and split with Detroit.
I don't think we need to worry about splitting with the Vikings.
We still got to do. Hey, we should.
Yeah, obviously, we don't want to let them get to on us. But they started the year off. That was our first. What was our first game or something against the Vikings on Monday night?
It was game 1, man. We stunk
with a new coach and a new regime and new offense and new defense. And okay, cool. But I'm not tripping about splitting it with the Vikings. I really want to get these dubs against the rest of our division. If we can come out of our division 4-2. We're better. I mean, I'm not going to say don't come out better, but this going in this is one of the best divisions in football.
It is still.
This is maybe the best division in football. It's up there for sure.
This is the only division that has no losing teams.
Yep.
Now the Vikings, they're probably headed to become a losing team, but at this moment,
I mean, it's hard with the coaching they have with Justin Jefferson, with Jordan Addison, and they're about to get.
They got a good defense.
They got Brian Flores coaching the defense. He's crazy and attacks offenses in so many unique ways. I'm not ready to say the Vikings are bad enough to go losing. I think they can end up with a winning record. I think every team in our division has that potential.
We're sitting at a point
but
where
finally we're in the race.
We are in the race. We were in the race. Game 6 last year, we were in the race too. Game 6 last year, it was like, wow.
Yeah, but did you watch how we were winning those games?
There we go.
Not repeatable. It wasn't a way that we weren't winning in a way that was like, hey, we can do this again next week. You know what I mean? Yeah, it wasn't sustainable. The Titans game was a fluke. We should have lost that game. The Jaguars game, they had just gotten hit by a hurricane and then flew halfway across the world. Like that last year's early record.
Not just that.
That was a mirage.
Look, it was a mirage. It was not sustainable. And I'm gonna tell you why. And we fixed those things. One, we couldn't protect the quarterback and we couldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
We got an offensive line now. We can both protect Caleb and run the rock down. Most people's the day we can't run the rock, I'm gonna say, wow, whose defensive line is that?
I am not that confident in our run game. I think Ben Johnson is very good, is very creative. He knows what he needs. He knows how to get his offensive lineman in the right position. And we have some of the guys up front to make that really work. The guys in the backfield, Swift has really stepped up his game. Monungai, we've seen, that was just an incredible game from him, especially just backing up.
He's still a rook.
Swift, yeah, he's really showing some flashes. So it's really just going to be about, can we continue this trend on the front and in our offensive line?
Here's what I like about the run game that I'm seeing with Ben Johnson, and I think it's a huge piece of the difference. It's organized like a ballet, man. Everybody is moving to get the next block. The whole team is doing it. You get the first block, you're moving to the next block, and it's timing out where whoever's running the ball is like defenders are just disappearing. They're vanishing because blocks are coming at the right moment.
Yeah.
And that's repeatable. That means that's part of knowing the playbook and knowing your job.
Yeah.
And being in the, where he was fussing at people about you're in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
It's not going to time up. It's not going to be you're a yard in the wrong spot. The defender's going to go right past you and he's going to blow this guy up.
Yep.
Because, okay, I agree. Swift is not the toughest runner. But if you get Swift 3 yards out and no one's touched him yet, you in trouble.
I know it.
We're able to do that.
So we got a lot to look forward to this coming week against the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be a good one. We're really going to be able to see what we're made of, testing ourselves against a team with a lot of all pros, a lot of really talented guys. So let's just look forward and see what we're going to be able to do for the rest of this season. It's a tough stretch.
It is a tough stretch, but I think we're up to it, and I like what I see. The right things are happening. The offensive line looks good. The defense is stopping the run. That's the other thing. Man, at the beginning of this year, we couldn't stop the run. The defense is stopping the run.
Man.
And you know what? You go ahead, throw the ball against us. Byard is back there. Brisker's back there. And pretty soon JJ is going to be back there.
Yep.
It's going to be a fight to see who's the best back there. Right now, it's a fight to see who's the best back there. It's going to get tougher. And when JJ comes back, it's going to be tougher to throw the ball against us. That's just we could be looking at a playoff run here. We could be looking at a playoff run. That would be really impressive. We just need to see some consistency from these guys. We need to see them just continue to trust our coaches, keep executing, and our coaches are doing the job at a very high level, which we don't ever see in Chicago. It's very impressive. So it's impressive.
Yep.
Hey, well, I'm Uncle.
I'm Son.
And we're talking Bears.
We're talking Bears.